people of the internet. Welcome back to another live stream assembly. It is I, Don Thomas, back in here with another one. As always, folks, the likes, the comments, the subscribes are all greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for the support on this channel. Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into tonight's topics, folks. Why you can't just get over trauma. Heal your trauma. Shout out to Dr. Tracy Marks, man. I've been following her channel for some time. She's a psychologist on these YouTube streets. Of course, outside of YouTube as well, too. She's a professional. She's speaking about why you can't just get over trauma, right? The science behind healing. Let's see if there's any substance in here.
Have you ever been told to just move on or get over it after experiencing something traumatic? If you have, you know that it's not that simple. Trauma isn't just a bad memory that we can choose to forget or a wound that heals naturally over time. It's much more complex than that, affecting both the mind and the body in profound ways. I'm Dr. Tracy Marks, a psychiatrist, and I make mental health education videos. Today, I want to talk about why trauma isn't just something you can just get over and why understanding the science behind it is essential for healing. When we talk about trauma, we're not just talking about the event itself, but the lingering impact that it has on your brain and body. To understand why trauma is so hard to get over, we first need to look at what happens in the brain and body when we experience something traumatic. Trauma is a complex psychological and physiological response to experiences that overwhelm a person's capacity to cope. It's often associated with a single life-threatening event like accidents or assaults, but trauma can also result from prolonged exposure to chronic stressors, such as abuse, neglect, or systemic oppression. Psychologically, trauma occurs when an event or a series of events profoundly impacts a person's sense of safety, identity, and worldview.
Pause right there real quick, man. Yeah, trauma, folks. As she's talking, I'm stopping and thinking about some things, of course, that I've experienced in my life as well, too, that would fall under the category of trauma, right? I've seen some things in my day, folks, and I'm sure you have as well, too. Of course, if you've been alive long enough on this world, I feel like we've all had some level of trauma. And by her definition, of course, it's the things that impact not only the body, but the mind as well, too, right? And it's not the event itself, but the time frame after, of trying to get back into one's normal state or whatever the case is, which could be, a various amount of time over, X amount of time, whatever the case is, depending on the person and depending on the event as well, too. So, yeah, man, I like talking about things like this, man, because again, if you've been a human long enough on this planet, if you're an adult human, I want to assume that you've been through some level of trauma. If you saw there, of course, she mentioned systemic oppression, she mentioned abuse, she mentioned, chronic stressors, other examples, of course. So I feel like all of us maybe at some point or another in our lives have experienced some level of trauma and maybe didn't even know that's what it was. Right? Let's watch a little bit more, man. I'm interested in topics like this for sure. Let's watch a little bit more.
Is subjective. What's traumatic for one person may not be for another, depending on factors like personal history, support systems, and neurobiological resilience. When you experience trauma, several key areas of your brain are impacted. The amygdala, often referred to as the brain's fear center, becomes hyperactive. This heightened state of alertness is why trauma survivors often feel anxious or on edge even when there's no immediate danger. The amygdala remains in a constant state of vigilance, scanning for potential threats and making it hard to relax or feel safe. And traumatic memories don't get processed the same way that other memories do. Instead, they get stuck and resurface as vivid flashbacks or nightmares. Trauma doesn't just affect the mind, it affects the body as well. When we experience trauma, our body's natural response is to activate our fight, flight, or freeze mode, which is a natural survival mechanism.
Let me pause right there. And it's for that main reason right there, folks, why I always advise people, why I try to remember myself as well, too, and why I always make it a public reminder to us all that we gotta lead with compassion when we're interacting with other people on this planet. Especially strangers, the people that we know. Be compassionate with people, man. You don't know the things that people have gone through in their life and how they're coping, whether they've even healed from some of the things that they've been through, whether they've even been able to talk to anybody, get some help, whether it be medicinal help, therapeutic help. You don't know what people have had to overcome. Just because somebody's leading with a smile and they're always lighthearted or whatever the case is, doesn't mean that all is well behind closed doors, man. Lead with compassion, bro. A lot of people, man, y'all treat people like you sure that they're good in life. Like some people, man, you don't take the time to worry about how other people are feeling. I'm under the impression that any other human that I come across in this planet, bro, I'm under the impression that you're going through some shit. I just assume everybody's going through something. In my mind, bro, and that's why I am the way I am, bro. Like, that's why if you ever come across me, bro, if I meet you, bro, if I talk to you, if I know you, whether it be coworkers, a stranger on the street, family members, like it's very rarely you'll be able to say, man, he spoke to me and he was rude. Or, especially off of like first instance, if I meet you for the first time or whatever the case is, bro, very rarely. And even if I know you, it's like, it's hard for me to speak to somebody and my initial energy towards you is hostile. Because, man, I know the shit I've been through in my life, right? Of course, that's neither here nor there. I don't necessarily have to dive deep specifically in this video. Of course, there's a lot of things that I'm completely fine with, speaking on in greater lengths to. But for the case of this video, man, just watching this video, man, and just hearing it just made me think like, bruh, we got to be more compassionate with others, bro. You don't know the traumas that people are either currently going through or that people are struggling to overcome. You don't. Some people are so rude, bro. You're so mean. Like, why are you so rude, bro? It's like any person I come across, I'm going to lead with compassion first. Until you give me a reason to be not compassionate towards you, I'm going to lead with compassion. You know, like how teachers in school, they used to say, everybody starts off with the A, right? The first day of school, the teacher walks in, it was like, everybody starts off with the A. For me, everybody starts off with the A. Until you give me a reason to not give you an A score, and even then, I won't even rebuttal with you. I'll just excuse myself from the scenario. You know what I'm saying? So there's not even an opportunity for us to even to be interacting, for there to be any type of confusion. So I see things like this, man. I watch videos like this, man. Again, speaking about, the title is called Why You Can't Just Get Over Trauma, the Science Behind Healing. Some people are currently healing as we speak. Some people are not even healed from the trauma that they've been through, man. And all of us are out here just living la la la, talking to people any type of way, living any type of way, treating people any type of way, not knowing the things that they've been through, bruh. It doesn't work like that, man. You got to be more mindful that people are going through things that you may or may not even be aware of, bruh. It's not a game out here, bro. Lead with compassion when you are talking to other people. Family members, strangers, I don't care who it is. People on the internet, bruh. Come on, bro. I saw that, man. I'm glad I clicked on that video because it gave me some insight. These are just reminders. It's not like I don't already know these things. And I'm not saying you don't know these things as well, too, whoever may be watching. But it's just like you got to be more mindful that people are going through things in this world, bro. Lead with compassion. There's some people, the science behind healing. Some people have not discovered the science behind healing. There's some people that have not had the luxury of being able to heal from their traumas, and we're just out here being bullies to people, man, mean to people, talking bad to people as if you know their life story. I don't know your life story, bro, so I'm just going to assume you've been through some shit. That's how I live my life, bro. If you're a grown adult, off of the fact that I'm just going to respect people and treat people how I want to be treated, man, I'm just going to assume you've been through some shit, so therefore I'm going to lead with compassion when I'm talking to you, bruh. What's so hard to grasp about that? I don't understand. Why can't people just grasp that simple topic, bro? Lead with compassion when you're dealing with people, man. People have gone through some shit in their life. I don't know, man. Shout out to Dr. Tracy Marks, man. This is a good video. I'm glad I watched it again. It's titled, Why You Can't Just Get Over Trauma, the Science Behind Healing, man. Of course, in the video, she was speaking about how people don't necessarily, the effects that trauma has on people's mental health and physical health. Not only just the physical element, but the mental element of it as well, too, man. People are going through things that you may or may not be aware of, bro. Be mindful of that when you're interacting with other people, bro. What's wrong with y'all, man? Shout out to Dr. Tracy Marks, man. I'm glad, man. That's a reminder, man. Just be a reminder. Just lead with compassion, bro. People are going through things. People are going through things in this world, man, that you may or may not be aware of. So, therefore, Just approach people under the impression like, man, I'm just gonna assume that you're going through something right now. It doesn't hurt, bruh. Just assume. Anytime you come across anybody, again, strangers on the internet, your family members, your coworkers, I don't care. Any human to human interaction, just approach people under the impression that they're probably going through some shit right now. If you're a grown adult living through 2024 right now, our current generation, be under the premise that I'm just gonna assume that you're going through something, therefore I'm gonna talk to you nicely until you give me a reason not to talk to you nicely, and therefore I'll either respond accordingly or I'll remove myself from the situation. That's how you gotta treat people, bro. For all you know, man, you sitting here giving somebody an earful and they're sitting here trying to battle their demons, bro, and you wanna be mean. You wanna be a bully. You wouldn't like if somebody did that to you. It make no sense, bro. People are out here struggling, man. Mental health is at an all-time high. I would argue. I don't know the stats. I don't know the numbers. But mental health is at an all-time high, and you want to sit here and talk bad on people like you know their life story. You don't know what people are going through, bro. And then you wonder why people are shooting up shit. You wonder why people are getting fed up and walking into buildings and letting it spray, letting it ring. Because you want to talk crazy to people like you know their life story. What's wrong with you, bro? I don't know, man. Let's keep it pushing, man. Shout out to Dr. Tracy Marks. Solid video.